of Wales has touched down at RAF Northolt, a dozen miles to the west of London. Prince Charles, accompanied by the Princess's two sisters, escorted her body back to Britain from Paris, where she died in a car crash in the early hours of this morning. And there you see the scene at RAF Northolt as the party, led by the Prince of Wales, waits for the coffin containing the body of his ex-wife to be taken out of the aircraft and placed in the waiting hearse. There's an RAF Guard of Honour. And there is the reality of the news which we've been reporting all day. This time, last night, was the beginning for the Princess of, by all accounts, another happy evening in what was said by her friends to be a new and extremely fulfilled and happy part of her life. But all snuffed out in a Paris underpass in the early hours of the morning. And our correspondent Brian Hanrahan is at RAF Northolt. Brian.
Peter, the guard from the Queen's Colour Squadron of the RAF are taking up their position to escort the coffin away from the plane. It's draped in the standard of the royal family, and the wreaths are from members of the family. This will be a silent ceremony. No drums, no bands, no speeches, just the sadness of the return home in these tragic circumstances. And we have seen the Prince of Wales and the two sisters as they came from the plane. Waiting to one side are the Prime Minister, the Defence Secretary, and the Chaplain-in-Chief of the RAF representing the Archbishop of Canterbury. The wind tugging at the standard as a brief burst of sunlight beams across this small airfield outside London. coffin is placed safely in the hearse, following a ceremony which was written many years ago to cover any member of the royal family. Prince Charles facing into the coffin. The wind pulling at the mourners as they wait for this sad ceremony to end. And the princess's two sisters will be accompanying the coffin as it leaves the airport. The one wreath that was placed inside with the coffin was from all the family. And as you can see, her two sisters are entering the car afterwards, and the cortege will leave. Prince Charles will return to Aberdeen to join the other members of the royal family. And these are the other flowers that were brought with the coffin from Paris. Individual tributes, one from the Prince of Wales, others from other members of the family, to mark the end of a life that was startlingly full and at times seemed bewitched, a mixture of happiness and sadness. Flag there at half-mast, and on the road into London many of the flagpoles of the factories are also at half-mast as people wait to watch the coffin go past. Prince Charles talking to the Prime Minister, who made a personal decision to come to this ceremony, who spoke so movingly this morning of the people's princess who will stay in our hearts forever, saying he will remember her with great affection and that she was great fun to be with. Prince Charles now thanking the senior air officers who command this station. And the chaplains who've come to join this sad ceremony. He, of course, came down from Aberdeen on the BA-146 from the Royal Squadron this morning in order to fly to Paris to accompany the coffin of his wife home. We don't yet have details of the funeral, when or where it will happen. All we know is that overnight the coffin will be in a private funeral chapel, and we expect details of the public ceremony of burial to be announced shortly this evening or tomorrow. Prince Charles now striding away. Pausing for a moment to thank those who helped here today. RAF Northolt is the home of the Royal Squadron of the RAF. It's accustomed to royal visitors, Princess Diana herself was a regular flyer here, as she came and went on her many missions around the world. But it's the first time that they've had to perform this ceremony of receiving a member of the royal family who died abroad. Prince Charles now boards the plane which will take him back to Aberdeen, where the royal family were finishing their summer holiday when this startling news reached them during the night, and where his two sons, we believe, are waiting now.
Brian Hanrahan at RAF Northolt, thank you. The bleak